Hey, so I've been doing a lot of research on this topic again because it's been exploding throughout the internet, and I think this is just a mass waking up, a remembering of sorts, um, or just a divine revelation that's been given to few and spread to many. Um, so, you know how a lot of people say Christ is king, right? He is. He's definitely king. Um, but what if I told you he did what he said? In essence, he told his generation that they would see him coming on the clouds, and you know, there's also the prophecy, several prophecies in the Old Testament about him having the government on his shoulders. What does that mean? Well, when you say Christ is king, it's almost like paying homage to this. What does this say, huh? Regio Incognita. So whoever made this map, they didn't really know what the land looked like. But Terra Yeso, Mare Eso. What is Yeso? It's Jesus, my friends. That is Jesus Christ. His land was in the north. This is America. Interestingly enough, you can tell the land was moving around at this time because look, California is off of the coast of the what is now the United States, but may have been a very different name. Funny that this is called Virginia. Virginia used to be a lot bigger, I see. Okay. And here's Florida, which is, another place with a lot of history. But yeah, there's this map, and I've got more proof. Okay, I know. So some people would say, well, that's not enough. Um, this is pretty interesting, right? This is a map of an island way up north. It has some supernatural stuff on it, to say the least. And some might say, oh, this is a fairy tale or this and that. I'm like, yeah, sure, but like, bro, why did they draw these creatures? Like, and what are these creatures? Like, I've never seen these in my life, bro. I mean, that looks kind of like a shrimp or a lobster right there in the bottom left, but like, what the heck is that thing, bro? Like this, like, what is this, dude? And this is Iceland. See, that's Iceland, and I believe this is some other island. It's either Greenland or something else, but like this is the north, right? It's kind of weird and trippy. There's a lot of maps like that. A lot of Viking. Look for Viking maps, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, now this is interesting as well. Victoria Island. This is north of Canada. It's up very high up north. This is actually from a video game that's kind of popular, and this is Victoria Island. Notice how it's in the clouds, right? And there's like this Viking ship. It's flying through the sky. It's like, what, dude? And there's these mountains up here, and there's like a forest, Sleepy Wood. If you know what game, I think this is Maple Story. If you know anything about Maple Story, hit me up. I've never played it. And this is the actual island it's based on, right? And you see how it's kind of similar. Like, you got mountains up here in the north. There's some grass, grassy areas, probably some forest. And then you got, interestingly enough, in the top here, look at the top. I wish I could zoom more, but like, on the top here, these look like angels. And then there's like a weird, like, it looks like a Illuminati triangle thing. So I don't know, like, this is strange. Like, there's a British flag, and it has the sun on it, underneath it. It's like, I don't know what they're trying to say with that, but anyway, this is Victoria. Okay, Victoria, supposedly named after Queen Victoria, which means victory, right? And I believe Christ got the victory. What else do we have here? There's the map I showed you before. Here's another map. Kind of the same thing. This is the north. Um, Unfortunately, it's not. This one's really annoying and hard to read, but this is North America, right? And here we go. This is the land up here that I believe is the land of Jesus up here. All of this. This says I think that might say no. I thought it said Jerusalem for a second. Um, but yeah, like it's really hard to read this one. But essentially, if we look at this map over here, this is the land of Jesus. So the land of Jesus is this over here, all this up here, which is much more, it's way different than it looks like now on this map. This is just to show you during the kingdom of Christ, lands were moving and moving around. Like, what is this, dude? Is this like Atlantis or something right here, or Lemuria? How are we supposed to know? I can't really read Latin that well, so I don't really know what this is saying. But like, essentially, I'm showing you this area right here. Like, this is basically where Jesus' kingdom was. Not to be confused with Tartaria. Tartaria is just another psyop or a cover-up for the land of Jesus. Anyway, here's a historical manuscript by German scholar Johann Schroter. Very interesting. Wunder Barlich Cosmography. Okay, yeah. Oh, sorry, that's the showcase I was doing. Core lore, right? This is about giant people and like supernatural saints. You know how everything we have nowadays is named after saints. We have a lot of cities and streets and countries even, and just a lot of places are named after saints. And this would explain a lot. So here we go. Giants of Thule. Towering figures, exceeding 9 cubits in height, very tall. These giants reportedly referred to themselves as children of the first transformation, claiming to be not guardians of knowledge that predated the great biblical flood. And here we're talking about submerged roadways and basically tribes and roads and places that were submerged in the ocean, which are prophesied to rise again during the final millennial age. Returning threat of Satan, essentially, says that the loosening of the enemy's shackles, which coincides with the appointed 1,000 years following the period of the darkening of the sun. So yeah, that's pretty specific, right, about what's in the Bible and Revelation 20. You do your own research on that, but I'm just here to show you Jesus did what he said. He did establish his kingdom. Contrary to popular belief, he did return, and he even very well might be up in the north, obscured by clouds or mist or something. I have a feeling like we're not supposed to access that area yet, or that he's going to come down in the New Jerusalem, so to speak. But yeah, it's very interesting. Schroeder's writings are often studied in the context of late antique, early modern hagiography. Hagiography is the study of saints, okay? A lot of times they will call these books fiction or legends or like stuff like that, because they're just so supernatural and hard to believe for many. So yeah, that's about it. This is an island way up north. They love to show these areas as on the maps like they're covered in ice and snow. And this is kind of just to show you, like, this very well might be the real lay of the land, so to speak. I mean, this is really interesting because, like, this mountain in particular at the top looks like a tree, like it was a giant tree at some point. But yeah, this is really, really beautiful. I'd love to go here. I've been praying about like, Lord, I want to go see, the land up here where supposedly you might have reigned. This is if you like try to zoom in on Greenland, it gives you this weird, obscure, like, sorry, you can't look at this. But what's funny is like it shows up white on the map, but you see it what's green, and they're just blocking it out. Like you can't actually look at it. I also had a picture of the Northern Lights that looks so. It was like it looked so fake, man. It looked like AI, like before there was like good AI. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever look for they show all the snowy mountains and stuff, and like they show the supposedly like the Northern Lights. There was this one picture. I was like, this is so fake, dude. And but this one to me, this looks like the real, like what's really up there in Greenland. Okay, if I really want to meet people or talk to people that live in Greenland, I'm kind of obsessed with the North right now. So yeah. Anyways, if you know anything or you want to add anything to this whole Millennial Kingdom research, let me know. And yeah, I have been playing. This is from a game I like to play when I'm chilling. It's called Pokemon Auto Chess. Very fun. I recommend it. Anyway, you guys have a great time. Whatever you're doing, Christ is King. He's reigning right now, forever and ever. Amen.